Hey, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, and I am so excited to be with you on this short version of Flip the Switch today. I'm writing a new book right now, as you know, called Flip the Switch. Subtitle is we're still working on that, but it's about finding your activator, your primary activator of your prey drive, right? Your primary motivator. What causes you to do something big in the world? And man, what I'm really enjoying is studying some of the biggest people in the world and what activated their drive. For Steve Jobs, it was about awing, A-W-E, awing other people. Other people wanted to say, man, you're the greatest. For Bezos, it was about a regret minimization framework. At 80 years old, he didn't want to regret not taking an action and pursuing his dreams. Right, for Clinton, after he became president, his prey drive was activated when he met John F. Kennedy at 11 years old. And he said, "One day I want to grow up to be president." After he was president, he walked out of office with like $20 million in debt to attorneys, and he was depressed. And so he went through a period of trying to find his activator of his prey drive. Like, what am I going to do next? What's the next thing I'm supposed to do, man? I've been president. So I've been studying all of these people to figure out what is it that activates their drive to do something big. Last week I was downtown working on a new deal for a greatness factory, and I'm like, "Man, what are you doing?" He's like, I'm out raising $100 million today." And I'm like, "All right." So the purpose of today's show on Prey Drive is to get you thinking, what if? What could really happen if your prey drive was activated? Right? There are 3 brain abilities. The brain has a vision, right? That's imagination. But the brain actually has a mechanism in it that called the second brain ability that actually talks you out of the vision. You see that? You have a vision, and then your own brain talks you out of the vision. Big time people use that as the necessary raw material to go do something big. Small time people just give up. So what would it look like? Do you know the show Limitless, where the guy takes the pills and he has unlimited potential? He reads faster. He thinks faster. Well, in a way, without taking the pills, when you remove some of this baggage and your old life and your hesitations and your considerations, that is almost like what actually happens when your prey drive is activated. You then have like unlimited potential. You're not afraid of rejection anymore. You're not afraid to ask another person for something. You're not afraid to take an action. You're not afraid to strategically partner. You're not afraid of anything. You really just go out into the world, into this boundless universe, and you try things, and you move toward things, and you have visions and dreams, and really that's what's happening to me as I'm writing this book and studying some of the great people. I'm like, if that dude could do it, what's keeping me from doing it? If that dude can do it, what's keeping him from doing it? Like it's like you're unencumbered. That's really what happens when your prey drive is activated. So the question becomes, how does this happen? And I'm just going through this cycle myself because I'm thinking so much bigger at 44 than I've ever thought in my life. I'm pursuing such bigger dreams and goals. And it's just tinkering with ideas. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we not be afraid of this? How do we know we can replicate this? How do we try ideas until we find the idea that works? And then we go back and go, okay, stay focused on unlocking this potential. Potential is kinetic energy that is stored until utilized. Most people replicate their life over and over and over and over. What I do is I go and then I get away. And I go down to Florida and do a retreat on this. And then I go to Scottsdale and do something. And then I'm going to the Dominican Republic and doing something. And then I'm doing this. And everywhere I go, it's like reactivation of my prey drive. It's like, oh my gosh, man, we're playing so small. Right? Exposure is an activator of prey drive. Embarrassment is an activator of prey drive. Okay? So for you, I really want you to think today, what would happen if your prey drive was really activated? And what's that worth? To be unencumbered in life, to live boundless, abundant, not afraid, not scared, to pursue, to take an action, to call people, to put deals together, to take some risk. right? To really, really take some. What's the worst thing that can happen, man? The worst thing that can happen is people could tell you no, you could fail. That's it. That's the worst thing that could happen. So I want to encourage you. I've got Flip the Switch coming up April 8th and 9th. It's in Nashville. It's 30 or 40 people going to be in that boot camp. You can watch it online. You can get the online for $2.99, and that gives you access to another boot camp too. So if you're interested in coming live, man, some of you are living in a slumber. You're so encumbered by life, past, failure, insecurity that you just going through the motions, man. There's a bigger play for you, but you got to ask the question, what if my Pray Drive was activated? And if it was, what would my life really be like? I'm Coach Michael Burt. It's another edition of Flip the Switch.
Being coached by coach is awesome. Everybody needs a coach in life.
So it's intense. I feel like my favorite part about it, honestly, is it makes you stop and think, but then act right away. So for me, my switch was flipped.
Being around the people that are at this event, being around Coach Michael Burt and everything that he kind of like instilled in me in the past couple of days, it was just incredible experience.
All I'm gonna tell you is that you guys are missing out if you're not here. Within the first minutes of me walking in here, my money was already paid. And it's not only gonna be just the people and the environment, it's the things that you can notice, the small things that you can notice.
After I met him, I came back home and I had a different energy with me. And that energy allowed me to fuel my business and completely grow it.
He is the real deal. What you see online or anywhere else on social media, he's that same guy in person. And so I really found him to be authentic and relatable to me.
I came to Flip the Switch basically to activate the Pray Drive. I feel like I was operating at amateur and I'm leaving here today just like not even pro, like a whole nother level. So if you're watching this video, you already know it's something you need to do.